welcome to Gilded Plans. If this is your first time here, hi, I'm Olga and I'm so happy you've joined me in this little corner of the internet. Welcome back to your Filofax Personalization Guide. Today in chapter 3 we are making dashboard pockets, a post-it dashboard, and a little bookmark to keep your planner organized and stylish. This is perfect for adding more functionality to your ring planner, so let's get started. This is just to catch you up what we have already done before in our series. So if you have not watched the front pocket tutorial or this lace border tutorial, then you can find it in the Your Filofax Personalization Guide playlist that is linked. There you can find all old videos as well as all upcoming tutorials, so definitely check it out. So let me show you the materials for today's tutorial. So today's tutorial requires quite a lot of things, and it might not be the most accessible as it requires a whole machine for that. So we are going to need a laminator for this tutorial. If you don't have a laminator at home, then it is definitely cheaper to buy these pockets for your planner. However, if you know that you're going to use the laminator for other things as well, then it might be something to consider investing in. However, don't feel pressured to do this tutorial. If you don't have the things at home, that's fine. You don't need it, right? So yes, without further ado, as always, all measurements and materials used are mentioned in the description below, so you can definitely refer back to that. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to preheat the laminator machine so we can use it. While the laminator is warming up, we're going to prepare everything else. So let's get started. So the laminating film that I'm using is hot laminating film, and it is also glossy. There are also matte versions out there, but I prefer the glossy version. This is the specific one that I use, and we are going to need two laminating sheets to create our pockets. So I have pulled out two of my pockets. It's important to be aware of where the opening is. So laminating sheets, if you're not aware, they have an opening and one side that is sealed, as you can see here. It's like this. It doesn't open up further than that. And that is important for us for when we are going to cut the different shapes out. We are going to keep the closed side to the right, and we are going to start cutting from the open side, just so the laminating sheets stay together and don't fall apart while we are working with it. So always keep that in mind, that we are cutting from the open side to the closed side and not the other way around. So we have two measurements to create this pocket. One is for the outside layer, so that's the section where we also put in our holes. Let me show you. I didn't even give you an example. This is what we are creating, this pocket right here. And we're also going to create a version that is closed, that is just like this, so you can just put, your sticky notes on them like here. And the outside layer is the entire thing. Let me pull this one out. The outside layer that I'm talking about is the entirety of the thing, and the inside layer is just the pocket. Right, so these are two measurements. Always keep in mind to leave a margin of 1 centimeter on the left side, and on the bottom and the right side we need a margin of 0.2 to 0.3 centimeters. So the only thing that we need to cut is the inside layers. The outside layers will be cut after the laminating process. So I'm going to put away one of the sheets, and for the inside layer to create the pockets, the dimensions that we are going to need are 8 times 16.8 centimeters or 3.2 times 6.6 inches. Again, it will be written on the screen, and you will find the dimensions in the description below as well. So I'm going to draw in the measurements, and then I will speed through the cutting process. Also, another tip for you for drawing in, start from the bottom. Don't just draw it in the middle of it, but start from the bottom so you already have one edge that is finished, and it will make it a lot easier to then cut through everything, because you only need to cut once for the length of it, and then you can separate it. To make my markings, I'm again using the non-permanent Faber-Castell multi-marker, and we're also going to need a ruler. So let's get into it. We need a height of 16.8 centimeters, so that's what I'm going to draw in. Hold on, I'm gonna do it like so. 16.8 is that. And then we're going to align it like this. And I'm gonna start from here. I don't want to have this curved part of the laminating sheets. So this is why I'm going to leave a gap like so. And now we're going to space out 8 centimeters. You can do multiple ones here. I think about 3 will fit to create the pockets. However, for laminating later on, you can only laminate 2 at once, just to keep in mind. 8 centimeters, 16, and oh wait, I need to do it here as well. Okay, fantastic. So I have drawn in all the lines, so we have 3 sections right here. So I can definitely do 3 different pockets like that. So let's use the cutting machine. The first cut that I'm going to do is across the height or length or however you want to call it, just so it's done. I'm aligning it, as you can see, with the markings that I've done, and I'm going to remove this. You can keep this and laminate it like that to create some tabs later on, which I'm going to do because it's already done. So I'm going to run it through. I'm going to show you the process of running the things through the laminator once we get to the nitty-gritty of it. But in the background, I'm going to laminate this part. I can highly suggest doing this always. It's really helpful. Now, don't forget, the closed part should be cut last. So we are cutting from this side to this side, right? So this is going to keep our pages together. So I'm making the first cut on the open side, which will be here. I'm gonna remove this part. The next cut is here, where the marking is. So we have our first inside pocket done. Keep it together the way it is. Then the next one, we're going to do it here. So we have our second pocket. And then the third one will be here, which will be our last pocket. And again, the last section, you can laminate it as well and then create a bookmark out of it for later use. Here is our first laminating that is done, and this you can cut later on to create bookmarks for yourself. I'm going to show you how, if I don't forget, like last time. So now what I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to remove the markings so they are not laminated. Oh, I think it's the wrong side. Right? No, wait, hold on, where is it? It should be this side. I'm going to remove the markings just so it's clean, which is why we're using a non-permanent marker, just so we can easily remove all of it. And it's gone, just like that. Amazing. So now, as you can see, we have not done anything. This is the way we've cut it, and I have made no changes to it. The reason why I am stressing this part so heavily is because now, to create the pockets, we need to take these 2 things apart and have the glossy side touch together. Yes, like this, because that is what creates the pocket. The matte side should be facing you now instead of the glossy. Like this is one we have not changed. So you can see the glossy side is facing us, and this way we have the matte side facing us. So this is what we want to do. We are trying to keep them together as closely as we can. They are not sticking too well together, but that is fine. Now we need our second laminating sheet. So when we put it in, make sure to open it up entirely, like this, and we are putting it in like this. Try to make sure that you have enough space in between the sections. So I have it like this. Again, I'm switching glossy sides together and matte sides on the outside. So I'm giving myself enough space to create the pockets later on. So I'm closing this up. I'm going to take another one and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like when it's not made correctly. So let me grab a laminating sheet quickly so we can cover that as well. So that is the correct one. I'm just going to quickly shove it on top. And this is the incorrect one. I'm going to mark the incorrect one with a star. This one, as you can see, still has the glossy side facing the outside. So I'm going to stick it in like that. This is not wasted because I can use these still as an inbox, right? For my sticky notes. Anyway, I have so much catty hair around here. I apologize. I have free cats, so that's a given at any time. So yes. This is done incorrectly. This is done correctly. I'm going to grab the laminator now and I'm going to show you the process of running everything through. So as you can see, the laminator is ready. It's buzzing. And we can stick in our sheets now. So please keep in mind to start with the close-off part of your laminating sheet. Put it in like that. and hold the open side until it ran through. I'm going to speed through this so you don't have to watch. I'm going to do the second one as well. I like going through it twice. I don't know why, it just feels right to me, so I'm going to do that now. This one is done. Let's do the other one that is the wrong way now. Don't forget, we are starting with the closed side, not the open side. Let's run it through a second time. So now that we're done, I'm going to turn this one off and remove it. Just as an FYI, you do not need to create these inside pockets just to create a dashboard for your sticky notes. That is not necessary. I just did it to showcase what is going to happen if you don't turn around the sheets to create the pocket, because it will be stuck to each other. There will be no pocket created here, as I will show you in a second. But you can simply just not do this step and just laminate a sheet and then cut out the size, the correct size, and you will still have a posted dashboard for your rings. It's not necessary to do this step. So let's start with the correct ones. You can either measure out the sizing for the outside pocket, which is the normal sizing of the personal sized inserts, which is 9.5 times 17.1 centimeters or 3.75 times 6.75 inches. So you can either measure it out or just use one of your inserts as a template, which I'm going to do. So this is the insert that I'm going to use, and what I'm going to show you right now is this is how we're going to lay it down. Basically, we need this margin so we don't cut open this part of the pocket. We just want it to open at the top. You can also keep the top closed and open it on the sides if you wish to do that. We can actually do both. I'm going to do one that opens at the top, and I'm going to do one that opens at the side. Depending on which one you are doing, you are going to adjust the margin either top and bottom or bottom and right. The left margin is always a centimeter, so we can punch the holes. So I'm going to do the markings now. What I want to do is I'm going to cut this one open, so I want a smidge of that to stick out, right? I'm going to do it differently. First, I'm going to separate these two, make sure you leave enough space to create everything. I'm just aligning this side right here, the seam, with the white part of my cutting mat, and this way I will have exactly 0.2 centimeters as my margin. And I'm going to do the same for the bottom part. And I'm going to cut the top part open. I don't need a margin there, so I want this to be open, which is why I'm going to cut it like that. And you can see it opens up. Woo, how exciting! And now I'm just going to align it like this, like that, and just do my marking here. Again, I'm using a non-permanent marker so I can remove the markings if they are still visible. Just going to align the thing like this, and we have our first pocket, and it opens at the top. If you want to open it at the bottom for some reason, you can just turn it around like this. But we want one that opens at the top. So I'm going to put this one to the side. And now we're going to do the one that opens on this side, right? So I'm going to do the margin at the top and at the bottom. Let me quickly do it the way I did it before. I'm aligning it with the white part. If you have the Fiskars, then this is how you can perfectly determine the 0.2 centimeters of margin. If you don't have a Fiskars, then just mark it with a ruler. See, we have the margin perfectly done. And now I'm going to cut off this side. I'm going to open it. Yes, it opens. Perfect. And now we're going to do the same process as before. You can either just measure a centimeter or do it like I do and mark it like so. Let me cut it quickly like this. And now we have our two pockets. Fantastic. See, the one that we have opened at the side is a bit taller, but it's not a big deal because the inside pocket is not adjusted to open on the side, but to open at the top. So we have a bit too much space at the top. I'm going to measure it out. So if you want to adjust the inside pockets or a side opening, you will know how much to take away. It's approximately like 0.3 centimeters. So if you take away from the height of the inside pockets, that would probably be 8 times 16.5 centimeters. Then I cannot translate it into inches, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna cut the wrong ones now, so you can, the wrong ones, right? So you can see what I mean when you don't turn them around, what is going to happen. So again, I'm doing the same thing right here. I think I'm gonna cut the long side so you can see that it won't open. So you can see I've cut it open right here, and it doesn't open. It's really thick now in comparison to here where it's quite flimsy. It's very thick here. Make sure to always put the glossy sides together so the matte sides are on the outside. So let me finish this one up because we can still use this as our post-it dashboard. So no worries. Again, I'm measuring it the same way as before. I'm lining this one up like that and putting the marking right here. And then we are cutting this one out again alongside the marking. And then I'm going to show you how you do it if you don't have any guidance, because again, to create this inbox dashboard, you don't need to do these inside pages. It's not necessary unless you want like really thick ones, then you can do that. I'm going to do the same thing right here. Again, I'm aligning it at the bottom, so we have one straight line already, doing one here and here and on top. So we have all the markings that we need. So I'm going to cut this alongside here first. And then I'm gonna do, where is it? Oh, here is the marking. Yep. And the other one as well. Like this. And ta-da! We have the same thing. So let's hole punch them now. We have this top pocket, which is really nice. See? Oh, it's so cool. So again, make sure it's in the right position so we can hole punch it for the personal size. And I'm gonna do it like so, really quickly. So like that. This one is the, no, it's the one that does not open. Great. And this one opens on the side like this. Oops. So here we are. For like plastic sheets like that, I do love putting in these slits so I can easily move them. So I'm gonna do that really quickly so I don't have to open my rings too often to keep them in pristine condition. So now we are done, and now let's see the functionality of this. Here is our planner, and here are the things that we have already done, as mentioned. So this is the one that has nothing inside. It's a bit flimsy, but it still does the job. So we have it like this, and we can now also add some fun sticky notes to them. Let's keep it cat themed and use some of these. This is what they are called if you're interested. Put them here. Now we have some sticky notes. So fun. Here we have the one that is thicker, where we have done the mistake, right, of not turning it around. This can be used also either as a sticky note dashboard where you can just put 4 different sticky notes of notes on them, or you can use a non-permanent marker like so and write on it. It's for a heart. And then you can just use a wet wipe and remove everything, and it's as if nothing has happened. You can always write your task on it and then just wipe it away once you are done. To do 1, to do 2, to do 3. So here we go. So much variety, wow. So now we have the pockets. We have first our side opening pocket. In here we can stack things, and like for example these tabs right here, I can just take it and put it inside of here, and then I have it with me at all times. You can also put other things in here if you want to, it doesn't matter. And this one I'm going to use as my very first pocket, and in our next tutorial we're going to create a decorative dashboard that will fit inside of here like a glove. So I'm very excited to show it to you. I'm gonna put these ones out. Also, another thing that you can do to add more personalization to it is, for example, let's take this to-do list, and let's say we want to be able to find this quickly, right? You can either use this bookmark or you can add a tab to it. You can use these post-it tabs, for example. I also have thicker ones like so that can be, you know, put on the side of here. You can also write down what it is if you want to. I also have these ones. but I want to use these fun ones. I think they're so fun. And I'm going to use the red one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it to the side of here like this. And ta-da! I have this cute tab that lets me find this easily no matter where I am. You can also put these tabs obviously on the top or the bottom, and you can also use these ones from Kokuyo. I love these ones a lot. I've used them a bunch, especially if I go like to the doctor to label all of the information that I take with me. As you can see, I can show you how to do that. For example, let's put this one on our cat dashboard, and here let's say I want to write down to do. So which one am I going to use? Do I want to use blue or red or green? I'm going to use the blue one. To write on that, I like to use this oil pen. It's the Uni Pen oil-based ink marking pen in the size 01. So I'm just going to write down to do, and then flip it upside down to write it down again. And then we're going to use this one and put it on top of here so it can stick out. Fold it over, and you have your to-do tab on top of here. Isn't that cute? Oh my god. I love it. That's all to the pockets, and now you can use these leftovers to create more bookmarks. And we have a bunch that are already the perfect size, and I want to have one that is a bit taller like this. It sticks out a lot, so I want to cut off a tiny bit more so it is a bit shorter. Let me do it quickly, like slow. Oops. Let me check now if that is the sizing I want. Yes, that is great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hole punch this. I'm not going to do anything to it. You can also wrap it in washi tape if you want to. I'm not going to do it with this one. Instead, what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to cut the holes again so I can easily move it in and out. And then what we can do is, wait, I'm going to round the corners. I didn't do that for these ones. I actually like rounding the corners on the outside like this, so I don't hurt myself, because sometimes they can hurt you, you know. I don't do the insides because I don't usually touch the sides. Let's round all of the corners quickly on top of here as well. This is a corner rounder that came with my laminating machine, which is really handy because the corner rounder that I have, other than this one, it's really hard to cut through the laminating sheet, and this one was kind of made for that, I guess. I'm gonna use this one as well because this is quite, like, you can hurt yourself on these sharp edges or corners rather. Okay, so we have that around that. Okay, now it's done. Yay! So now that we have done this part, we can use this as our bookmark for here. And what I also like to do is to find them, because obviously they're see-through, so it's hard to find them. What I like to do, oh wait, there's a marker left. I'm going to remove that quickly first because I don't like the look of it. Okay, to quickly find them, what I like to do is use Avery tabs on the bottom. I'm going to use, which one am I going to take? The blue one? It has like butterflies on them, so cute. I think I want this silver sparkly one. I'm gonna use that one. So I'm just gonna take it on the corner right here and put it down like this. And you can see this way I can easily find it. You can also put two next to each other if you mind that it's just a piece that is covered, or you can use like a big one and just cut it to size, whatever floats your boat. That's what we have done today. Quite a few things, to be honest, so that was quite fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. So you can see, I'm going to put this in the bag for now like this, and I'm trying to organize it in a way that I enjoy it. Let's put this right here as well. And this can stay, this can go right. You can also turn this around like this and have it at the top if you want to. Let's do that for a change. So we have this one stick out at the top. So fun. So yes, that's a wrap, my darlings. We are already at the end of the video. We have created beautiful pockets. We have created beautiful inbox dashboards. We have also created an inbox itself where we can write things down with a non-permanent marker. And we have also created cute little bookmarks. I'm sorry for the messy hands. But yeah, isn't that awesome? Thank you so much for watching. And as always, may your spreads be gilded, your tea always warm, and your days filled with the purest form of joy and happiness. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel inclined to do so, then hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the chaos. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in my next video. Bye!